How's it going, Tom Forest TV? My name is Jack, and welcome to my preview for the final game of the season, the 2022-2023 season, as we go to Selhurst Park for Crystal Palace away. It's been a very up and down season, to say the least, but we have done it. We are safe going to the final game. It's one that we can just kind of chill in it and almost enjoy as fans. Well, we don't have to worry about the outcome of the game, don't have to worry about what's going on around us. We're safe. We're currently 6 points to clear the drop zone. We're 3 to collect. It's absolutely brilliant, and I'm so thankful that we're in this position, because going to the final game, if we were needing to get something out of it, I'll be so stressed right now. But we're good. We're okay. We're safe. All is okay. And that is amazing. So, in terms of this one then, it is our second and final chance of the season to go ahead. Sorry about that, itch my hand. Go ahead and make it 2 wins out of 2. Do the double over another Premier League side. We did the double against Southampton, a win in January, and a win a couple of weeks ago in that 4-3 win at the City Ground. So, we have one chance to go ahead and do the double against a team. Do I think we will? I'm not too sure, really. Not Steve Cooper, he's our manager. Roy Hodgson has done a really good job since joining Crystal Palace. Obviously, he was there a few seasons back and was quite a good manager, kept him above the drop zone quite comfortably over the last few seasons when he was there. Obviously, last season, Patrick Vieira got into an FA Cup semi-final, kept them up, and this season, since the World Cup, he had a bit of a bad run, so they did call in the services of Roy Hodgson. He kept him in the Premier League, and fair play to him. He's got him actually playing some lovely football. He's got Michael Elise, Eberechi Eze balling out. He really, really has. And fair play to him, because they really struggled. They went so many games without a win or without a goal since the World Cup, and fair play to them. We beat them just before the World Cup, so they were on a bit of a difficult moment before the World Cup, but they managed to turn things around, and they've picked themselves up. Elise, like I say, has been doing really, really well. Eberechi Eze's got an England call up. Shame Gibbs-White didn't, but Eze has done really well. Scored a screamer not so long ago. I can't remember who it was against. Might have been Southampton, if I remember rightly. Scored an absolute beauty. So I'm really glad that we're going to this game already safe. We're not having to worry about getting anything from this one, because the way that Hodgson's got them playing, the confidence Eze and Elise and those kind of players have at the minute, it's showing a team that are doing really well. So I'm really pleased and quite relieved that we don't have to go there and try and get anything. So hopefully we can just enjoy it and just have a good time. Good luck to any of the fans going to the game against Crystal Palace. I hope you're having a fantastic time. I'm sure you will. You'll just have it'll be just complete vibes. No one's worried about the score. Everyone's happy with staying up. It's been lovely to be a part of it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be a part of it, but hope you all have an absolutely fantastic time if you are. In terms of the lineup, then, you can look at it in two ways, really. You can look at it as trying to get 40 points, trying to make sure that you're in a position where you're getting as many points as you can this season to try and go ahead of next season and try and beat that. Or you could look at this game and just think, we're safe, we're fine. Do we just bring in the youngsters, the fringe players, the players who might be leaving, your callbacks, your I don't know who else might be leaving, maybe your Ayus, and say, look, have a go. You're not going to be here next season. Enjoy your last knock-ins as a Forest player. Or do you just go full strength and think, let's try and get 40 points. Let's try and get as many points as we can. Let's try and prove those people wrong who thought we couldn't make the mark we need to stay up, and try and show them, look, that we can do it. Like I say, it's a bit of a dilemma for Cooper, but I'm sure he knows what he's going to do. Knowing Cooper, he'll probably go full strength, because he never likes to rest on his laurels. He always likes to be looking forward and looking at the next challenge, looking at what's available on hand. And knowing Cooper, he'll be trying to get us to play the best team he can and try and get as many points as possible. For me, I don't know. I'll be happy to see some of the youngsters. Maybe you look at your Mightons, maybe your Osongs. He came off the bench against Man United in the League Cup. maybe you look at some of those players. But for me, I want to try and get 40 points. I think to finish on 40 points looks better than 37. I don't know why. I just think it kind of looks a little bit more like we stayed up with a bit of... We didn't start by the skin of our teeth. We stayed up comfortably, you know. In terms of a lineup for me, obviously Navas is injured. He's got that groin strain, so he'll probably have to be Hennessy in goal against his former club. A back five, I think you go maybe Aurier, Niakate, Bonnie could be third in there if he's fit. Worrell, I'll be happy to see Worrell play. The emotion he showed when we stayed up, I love it. I love Worrell so much. I think he's one of my favourite players at the club. I think he's been excellent at his time so far at the club. I fell in love with him a bit last season just by looking at his passion and how much he wants the club in the Premier League, how much he wants to keep this club going in an upward trajectory. So to see him play and to keep us up against Arsenal was amazing. And I play him against Palace. Felipe in there as well. Lodi could be his last game for the club. I really hope not. I think Forest looking to try and activate that release clause, and if we can do that, then it'll be absolutely brilliant. But you know, I think Omar Richards has come to the club and not got a sniff because of injuries. If he's fit, I'd like to see him play, just for that fact that he hasn't played all season. It'll be nice to see him play. If he's not fit, then obviously don't. But I think Lodi for me. Midfield, then I'll go with a 2 of maybe Yates and Mangala. I think they're our best midfield 2. If there's any youngsters, there's a youngster, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he played against Blackpool in the FA Cup. Is it Fuster, something like that? If he wants to have a game and Cooper's happy to do that, go for it. If not, then don't worry. Maybe Cole back in the midfield too, as he is looking to leave in the summer. But I think Yates and Mangala, Danilo and Mangala are probably our best 2. You know, maybe one of Yates and Danilo and Mangala. And then the front 3, I'd have probably Gibbs White in behind Owanji and maybe Surridge, maybe Johnson, maybe Osper-Osong, maybe Myton. Whoever wants to play there, I don't mind too much. But I'd like to see Owanji play because I think there are records for him to break, or not necessarily full-on records, but the first player to since records. I think there's so many games consecutively that he scored in that he could break for Forest or be the first to do so since. And I'd like to see him want to try and get as many goals as he can this season. But to be honest with you, I'm not too fussed how tomorrow pans out, if I'm honest. As long as they just do as much as they can and put in a good shift, it doesn't really matter. We're safe, we're fine, all's good. But yeah, however it pans out, it's not too much of a worry. I want to end the season on a high. If we lose, I don't mind too much. So yeah, let us know in the comment section down below what you think of the game. Are we safe? All's good. If we don't want to play as much as we can on the beach, I'm not too bothered. I'd like to see us win. If we don't, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, like I say, let us know down below what you think of the game. Like if you did enjoy this video, subscribe if you're new around here. In terms of your starting 11, let us know again in the comment section down below. But I'm looking forward to this one. I think it'll be good to end the season on a positive. If not, it doesn't really matter. We're staying in the Premier League. All is great. So like I said, let us know in the comment section down below what you think of the game, line up, all that good stuff. Like if you haven't already. And come on, you Reds.